All right. What's up, guys? Well, I had this open, and what's up, Krusty Krab? What's up, Boutique Quims? Catherine, what's up? Jen, what's up? We're having a hard time there at first trying to get this open up. I don't know what was going on. What's going on, Jack? How we doing today? Happy Saturday, everybody. As you can see, what's up, Josh? I'm a Southern guy. Are you into your 2A since you into 2A? I don't know what that is, Josh. I'm sorry. Being a Southern guy, are you into your 2A? What's up, Jennifer Hogan? Amluz, what's up? Belinda, what's going on? What's up, David in Southern California? Oh, Second Amendment. I'm not a big, I don't want to say the word, but I'm not a big Second Amendment guy. I'm just not into that kind of stuff, really. I'm into the outdoors, but not hunting and stuff like that. What's up, Widowmaker? What's up from Dallas, Texas? Amluz. As you guys can see, I got a little different background that I usually have in my live. Today, got all my camping gear behind me right here. I figured it'd be something different to look at. What's up, Sherry? Barrage Charger. Hello, I'm 25, been drinking for 4 years, very heavily. Recently came across your channel and stopped drinking. Wow. Went to the doctor and they said my liver is irritated and should be fine if I stop. That's what's up. Congratulations. That is really good to hear. At 25 too, that's really good. Congratulations, my friend. Belinda said it is 1:30 a.m. Where are you at, Belinda? What's up, Shades? Just stopping by before you're going to work. Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming by. You're welcome, Barrage. You too, man. Have a good day at work, brother. I appreciate it, man. Oh, you're in Australia. Okay. I didn't realize you were that far away. I thought you were here in America, Belinda. I'm sorry. Absolutely, Shades. Boutique said, you a good swimmer without whitewater rafting? Yeah, I'm a good swimmer. You have to be out there in the whitewater like that. You don't want to swim, but when you do, you better know what you're doing. All right. Boutique said makes sense. Otherwise, just irresponsible. Yeah, there's people that go out there and do it and that don't know how to swim. Lose aid and don't ever apologize for not being able to post the video. You rock and you take care of your own life. We appreciate the videos that you do give us when you can. I appreciate that so much, my friend. Some people don't see it that way, unfortunately. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, this is my first time ever doing a live on my laptop. So if the picture doesn't look that great, it's the screen and the camera that's on here is not the greatest in the world, but it's just a little bit user friendly for me to do it this way. I've always done it on my tablet, but it's just so hard for me to reply to chats or remove chats or whatever. It's just really difficult to do so. Somebody throw me a question or something out here, or I'm just going to start talking. Belinda said, you look great. Thank you so much. Cracktoon, what's going on? We are live today. Got about 34 people in here right now. Jack said, love your dedication to do videos every day. Some serious work there. Thank you so much, my friend. Boutique said, how are your Pomeranian mixed dogs working out? They're doing really well. They don't ever shut up. They bark all the time. I mean, all the time. They never stop barking, but they are really good guard dogs. Like some of the best animal dog, well, I guess livestock dogs that you could have. They're really, really, really good dogs. They have taken out a couple of chickens, unfortunately. I don't know what that's about. What's up, Cracktoon? Julie, what's going on? Amiluz said, tell us what's going on. There is not much going on today. I really just kind of woke up just a little bit ago and took a quick shower, and that's about it for today so far. My news feed, do you still get gout? I don't really get gout anymore. I used to get it really bad when I was in active addiction, but since getting sober, I really don't get gout that often. I've had it since I've got sober, but not that much. Quitting drinking pretty much got rid of the gout. Stingray Beach said, hi, LD, I'm going to be sober today. That is what's up. Congratulations, my friend. I'm so glad to hear that. Boutique said, haha, they are great Pyrenees. Yeah, they are. Mick Nick, what's up, LD? Looking good on this Saturday. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Austie said all dogs could be killing chicken. Yeah, for real. My one of my other dogs did so as well. The dumb chicken jumped over the fence into the area with my dogs, and they thought it was a toy. What's up, Husky Joe? Good to see you this morning. Looking at about 46 people already. That's what's up. Somebody ask a question. Anything. I can't imagine Pomeranian being guard dogs. Oh, yeah, they're really good. Jevin. Hey, LB. So stoked to catch this. That's what's up. Thank you for being here this morning. Cracktoon said, I want to ask you about triggers. Yesterday, I wanted to make the greatest tacos known to man, but I always drank when I cooked, and man, that came up to the surface for sure. I stayed sober, but man. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, in the very beginning of sobriety, I think it's best to avoid those types of things, especially if it's something that you used to do when you drank every single time that you used to do it, like what Cracktoon was talking about, making tacos, and just giving it a little bit of time before you trying to do it again. Like for me, it was going kayaking, hanging out at the river, doing stuff like that. That was totally out of the question when I first got sober, because I always drank when I did those things. But now I'd be fine doing them. I probably will think about drinking if I went out there to go. But like I said, in the very beginning, there were a lot of things that were out of the question for me for a really long time. I hope that answers your question, my friend. And thank you for the question, Cracktoon. Jeff, what's up, my friend? My Pekingese is a pretty good guard dog, too. Very protective when we have company. That's awesome. Ratchet 299. I can't eat nuts because I always use the salt to make me thirsty for beer. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean as far as that's concerned. I used to eat pickles all the time in active addiction because they were so salty. I don't touch stuff like that. Same thing with stuff like nuts and chips. I haven't had a potato chip, I don't think, since I've gotten sober. I haven't touched them. I don't like them anymore. And I used to only eat those types of things when I was drinking. Stuff like peanuts, like Ratchet was talking about, spicy peanuts, things like that. I used to eat those all the time. I don't touch them anymore. But another thing, too, is, when all this stuff happened, they tell you got to really cut back on your salt. So, I had to go to 1,000 milligrams of sodium or less a day. And since being on that diet, I don't like salt anymore. It's crazy how your taste buds change. I didn't think that I would ever be able to adjust my salt. Cracktoon said chips and salsa for me. Yeah, chips and salsa is one of those things that I used to eat all the time in active addiction. I can't do it anymore. What's up, Willie? I'm William Money. Thelma said, hi from South Africa. May I ask if your wife rides her horses or anybody else in your family? Very nice weather over there. Just love watching it live. Thank you so much, Thelma. Yeah, my wife does ride. And the boys, they'll get out there and ride the horses sometimes too if my wife's out there with them. But nobody's out there, like riding like that. My wife's pretty much the only one. She'll take the kids out there every once in a while and throw them on the horse bareback, and they'll ride around for a minute. But She's the only one that really rides. I don't even ride. I've had some pretty bad experiences on horses, and my wife's horses. When we were first started dating, she she's always had like ex race horses, and they can be a little bit crazy. Cal 104, what's up? Happy Saturday to you too. William Money says sober again. Went to the hospital for medical detox. Slowly getting better. That is what's up, William. I'm glad to hear that, my friend. And that medical detox, like I talk about all the time, it really is the way to go. How did that work out for you, William? Was it pretty comfortable going through that? Love from Sweden. Thank you so much, my friend. Love back to you from South Carolina. And like I said, was it pretty comfortable going through that medical detox? If you don't mind just throwing that out there for everybody, just so that, because I talk about that all the time. I don't remember anything from my first week while I was going through that medical detox. Uh, they had me on a lot of medication. Ratchet said homemade potato chips like from a diner are next level though. Optimus Ron, morning LD. I have very bad anxiety, and especially at night. I don't drink in the morning, but nighttime booze is the only thing that shuts my mind off, and I want to quit because it's poison. Any advice? Have you spoken to a doctor, Optimus Ron, about maybe some kind of medication or something for that? And the thing is that there are other anxiety medications that are not benzodiazepines that you can possibly take. There's things like what the heck is that called? Give me a second and I'll think about what the name of it is. But there's some other medications that are non-addictive that you can take. I would definitely go speak with a doctor, my friend, and see about getting on some anxiety medication. Marty, what's going on? I am feeling well. Thank you so much. I cannot get this stupid thing. What? I don't understand this. It will not let me click on this. What is going on here? I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to scroll down. Like I said, this is my first time using this laptop to do it live, so it's kind of giving me a little bit of a problem here. What in the world? I guess I could hit that button. There we go. All right. What's up, Jersey girl? I'm sorry, guys. This is not letting me scroll back up or down in this chat, so I'm just going to have to go here. AG, happy Saturday. So glad I caught you while Doobie is still asleep. LOL. 4 years. Happy and sober. Congratulations, Jersey girl. Good to see you today. Armand, can you see my messages? LD, if not, I think my comments get filtered out. No, I see your comment here, Armand. James said hydroxine. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's one of the anxiety medications, maybe. Cracktoon said, McNick, bro, I go out and grab a milkshake every weekend. Just a treat for me. I don't keep sweets in the house, though. A pity. I highly recommend detoxing anybody. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Naltrexone can also help. It can. Jevin, what foods do you usually start your day with for breakfast? I've really been trying to dial on my diet. I have a protein shake for breakfast every day. That is all I drink and eat. I don't have anything else. Optimist said, I've tried pretty much every SRI abuse bar. That's one I was going to say is Buspirone. Cracktoon, this ain't for me. Out of coffee, a hard-boiled egg. William said it is very good. Got sleep, the worst part off. They check the blood pressure every hour to be sure. It was my fourth time there, so hopefully the last. That's awesome, William. Good to hear, my friend. James said yes to my benzo, Clarafin. Hey, LD, good to see you. Checking in from the ferry between Helsinki and Stockholm. What's up, Clara Palin? Clara, we'll just call you Clara P. How about that? Thank you for being here, my friend. Anton. Hi, my friend. It's Anton from the UK. How are you today? Thank you for your support and kind words. I am doing well, my friend. How are you? Thank you so much for asking. Ratchet said, any war military heritage in your family? Yes, there is. My family have all been in the military. I'm the only one that wasn't. My grandfather was in World War II. I have some other family that were in the military. My dad, my brother, military. Armand, LD, I look forward to your videos every day. Thank you so much, Armand. Froggy Days, hi, brother. D, compared to your Instagram pictures from back in the day, you seem to have lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I lost about 100 pounds. Amy Lou's also prescribed gabapentin because that makes you feel drunk, but doesn't give you the hangover the next day. Wow. And said, "Hey LD, I appreciate your video on pancreatitis. Lots of great info. Glad to be here. Thank you so much." And yeah, I was going through the comments this morning, and I saw somebody was talking about that their husband had basically every single one. I don't know if maybe that was you, but they were saying their husband had like basically everything I was talking about, and they're gonna have to show him the video. Remco, hey LD, thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, my friend. You're welcome. Dubba said, "Hey LD, haven't watched in a while, but thanks for doing the good work. 3 months and 2 days sober, never going back. Congratulations on 3 months and 2 days, my friend. That is awesome." Cracktoon says, "Sweden, let's go." In the UK, what up, gents? Hello from Asheville, North Carolina. I love Asheville. One of my favorite places. Kayaking on the Green River up there. Progress versus time. Hello from Greece, LD and all. What's up, Progress in Greece? Thank you for being here this morning. Jack Warren said, "It's better that you are not in the military. Drinking culture is crazy there, at least in my country." Yeah, no, my brother was in the Navy, and he used to bring all his Navy buddies around. And that's when I really started to like hang out with real drinkers. Those guys would come back with my brother when they would have break and they would drink. And I was not familiar with that type of drinking. And when we would go out and hang out, um, that's when I really, really, really started going deep with my drinking. Nick, my question is simple. Idea. I just got acid craving these sweets after you got sober because I can't seem to stop eating cookies and candy. LOL, I know my body's trying to place sugar from the alcohol. Yes, I got the same cravings. The only problem is that when I quit, I found out I had diabetes at the same time, so I couldn't really mess around with that kind of stuff. James, Ashwanda is a good one for anxiety. It's all natural herb. Okay, thank you. Nick, I've been sober for 5 weeks so far, but my sweet tooth won't go away. Yeah, that's a common problem. It's a really common problem. And I think it is because your body's craving those carbohydrates that you were consuming from the alcohol, and now you've pulled those all away. The thing is that if you want to eat a pint of ice cream, you're going through withdrawal and you're in week 2 of sobriety, and you want to have some candy or a cookie or go for it. You don't want to sit around and eat that stuff all day long. You know what you should and shouldn't be doing, but there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of a treat when you're trying to stop drinking. Take a look at weigh your options. Which one's going to be worse for you? Drinking a half a gallon of bourbon or eating a pint of ice cream? Do what you need to do to stay sober. But congrats on 5 weeks, my friend. Cracktoon said Green River mentioned. Innocent and Peru. Just want to say thank you, lad. Been watching you for the past 2 months, and I have slowed down on my drinking. I learned a lot from you. Keep doing what you do. Good job, brother. I pray for you get better every day. Thank you so much, Innocent and Peru. Slayer, what is up, brother? Good to see you today, man. Thank you for stopping by on the live, man. Sandra, my dad got hep C and NOM and passed from liver cancer. He was a heavy drinker all his life. Definitely didn't help. No, absolutely not. A lot of people got hepatitis around that time. They were giving people those shots, like in a line, and a lot of people ended up getting hepatitis during that period of time. Cracktoon, Nick, go grab a bag of carrots. It's got a good bit of carbs and it's sweet too. Yes, carrot, and they're good for you with a lot of fiber, which is one of the things too. Try, if you try eating some fruit, that's another good way to help with the sweet tooth. And you're not just eating just pure sugar. You're eating glucose, but you're getting fiber in there with it, which is, it's going to slow down the absorption of the carbohydrates. So you're not getting, 300 grams of carbs absorbed in your body all at once. It's not gonna raise your it's gonna spike your blood sugar, but not the way that like a cookie or something like that will. Everybody's saying, "What's up, Slayer?" Hermaeus or Hirmas. Happy sober weekend from Finland. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being here. Happy sober weekend from South Carolina. DRH, 300 days alcohol free. That is awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Just a few more days, you'll be at a year. Boutique said, very random question. What with you being in the Carolinas, have you seen the Hardy Boys before? The Hardy Boys, as in like the books, the Hardy Boys? I'm not familiar with who you're speaking about, Boutique. Could you fill me in? I know of the Hardy Boys, like the books that the old books. I used to read those when I was a kid. Mick thanks LD crack tune. I really don't like the carrots, bro. Been planning on blah blah blah. Okay, gotcha. Mr. Chucks, what's up? What's going on, Mr. Chucks 81? Good to see you today. Amy Lou's, just curious, how's your brother doing since he quit? He was drinking pretty heavy in the military. He's doing good. My brother doesn't drink like that anymore. DRH, thanks, LD. You are so welcome. Mike Costantino, hi, liver disease. I've been almost a month alcohol free. That is awesome, Mike. Thanks so much for being here and congratulations. I cannot get these chats to scroll up. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot get these. I cannot scroll up on the chat. I don't understand why it's not letting me do that. Froggy Days, hi Slayer. Mike said I still struggle with some of the psychological cravings, but sodium crave Kratom helps me. A lot of people have done the kratom kava thing. The only thing is just be careful with that. That stuff's highly addictive. I've spoken to a lot of people. Daffy 1990, I think he means the Hardy Boys, the wrestlers. I don't know who that is. Guys, if you asked me a question and I missed it in the chat, just retype it in. Because for some reason I can't scroll up on here, and every time that I get a new chat, it just keeps scrolling up. So if you just re-ask it, I'll reread it. Ruby, bro, you're saving my life. I've been watching your channel for about a year. Love from North Carolina. Thank you so much, Ruby. That's awesome. We're at North Carolina yet. Crack Tune said they were a rap group. Yeah, I'm not familiar with who that is. Mike said I read the Hardy Boys too. They were spoofed in South Park. I used to love the Hardy Boys when I was a kid. Boutique said the Hardy Boys were wrestlers. Yeah, I'm not sure. Drew, hey, can you eat more food now or still controlled diet? Very controlled diet. Yeah, that's the one thing. And like I went into food as a career because I liked food so much. I love food. And it's pretty depressing. My diet is very, very limited. James Gold, my brother was given 90 days to live 4 years ago, and he beat it out, but now he's back on the booze. I'm so scared. I'm so sorry to hear that, James. Crack to kratom is no joke. Lots of people in detox were in for that. They liken the withdrawals to heroin. Yeah. And another thing too now is the kratom is only one thing. Now we have the concentrated 7-OH. They pulled the 7-OH out of the kratom plant, or the metragenine, the MIT or whatever it's called. This stuff is like 50 times has 50 times more binding affinity than morphine, from what I understand. I know there's a lot of people out there that use for pain management, and I completely understand that. And there's people that use them responsibly, but there's a lot of people that don't as well. And you can just go right to your smoke shop and buy them. Daffy, I missed your question. I'm sorry, and it will not let me scroll up. James says 7-0 is no joke. I kicked a month ago. Hardest stuff ever. Yeah, Nick correct. South Carolina, North Carolina is where I would love to spend my older years. Mo Fatio. Yeah, until summertime. David, how are you doing today, LD? I'm doing great, man. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here, man. Slayer said, I noticed I can't handle spicy stuff anymore. I know that's from years of drinking. It sucks. Yeah, I can't either. Not at all. Spider TV, what's going on? It's because of that 7-0 stuff, not whole leaf kratom, is why people are in detox ward, because that stuff's 20 times stronger than morphine. Yeah. innocent. Breathing advice on peer pressure when trying to quit, but you can't let your friends go. The only advice I can give is stay away from your friends that might be peer pressuring you for as long as you can. Jersey girl, hey G, what was your urine like with cirrhosis? Color and odor? It was super dark and it smelled very strong. Jack, not really. The abundant video of 7OH, but it's partial agonist, but I can't react the same way like morphine. Dersh, LD, hope you're doing good. Relate so much to everything you talk about during due to confidence and anxiety. Curious to know if you've ever tried antidepressants or anxiety meds. Yes, I have been on antidepressants. Yes, and I have taken anti-anxiety. I've taken buspirone. It didn't do anything for me. I've been on Wellbutrin and some other things like that as well. Jerry, you got to get a new friend group. Yeah. Jeff, any doctor appointments lately and how are they going? I don't have any more doctor's appointments until not this week coming, but the week after. But things have been going okay when I've gone to the doctor. Mike said, exactly, it's just because of the 7 tablets and the kratom shots extracts. I have only ever tossed and washed the kratom powder leaf. Daffy, it's a benzo. I think that's why the withdrawals are so bad if you get addicted to them. Boutique, how do you take black coffee? Isn't it bitter, acidic? It can be, Boutique. It just depends on the coffee too. That's one of the things I've found that, just investing the money in some really good coffee is huge. Daffy, my question was about lorazepam. Any experience with it? No, I don't. I have no experience with any benzodiazepines at all. I've taken them like a couple of times to go to like the dentist and stuff like that, but I've never like experimented with them. I just said black coffee and it says bitter people. Yeah, it isn't. I think Daffy said, I think I was just so drunk. I misread the label and dosed them wrong. Mike said, right on. It's a mu opioid agonist, but it's not an opioid itself. Said benzo are booze. In pill form, they saved my life, and he got hooked on booze. Yeah, they work on the GABA receptor, the same thing that alcohol does. Ruby said, Wellbutrin caused me some of the most intense hangovers from hangovers. Wow. I was on Wellbutrin when I was a kid. It's been years. I mean, it's been 30-something years since I've taken it. Ruby said alcohol, LOL. Armand, the benzo withdrawal can be very difficult, but just going cold turkey from alcohol is much more dangerous. Actually, both of them are very dangerous. Quitting both alcohol and benzodiazepines are so dangerous. Quitting cold turkey. And there's some pretty long-lasting withdrawal symptoms that can come. I think it's like akastasia or something like that you can get from benzodiazepines, and it is absolutely horrible. Armand, the benzo withdrawal can be very hard, but just read that one already. Jack said, worst draw of my life was polytox. Combined Valium, heroin, and alcohol. That sucked. Wow. David said, Ativan withdrawal sucks. Isn't that a sleep medication? McNick, clozapam work like Xanax did for me since it's a benzo as well, but they're highly addictive. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jerry. I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much for the super thanks. Was the button down? Ratchet, this is more of a question, but do you have thoughts of filming a legacy video in case of death? What's a legacy video? I'm not really sure what that is. Ruby, how are you feeling? I'm doing good. Thank you. Froggy Days, you also addicted to gambling? No, I've only gambled a handful of times in my entire life. I've never been a big gambler. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to turn the light on in here. It's getting a little bit dark. We got storms here in South Carolina today. All right. But no, I've never really been a big gambler. It's just not my thing. And thank you again, Jerry. I really appreciate the super thanks, my friend. Mike said I wouldn't say it's alcohol pill form, but I'd say it lowers your inhibitions when taking excess. By the way, quitting benzos, seizures. Yes. Mofatio, you know what helps? Propan, propan, propanolol. Okay. Jerry, last live, I think it was. Okay. David said Ativan is a benzo. That's what lorazepam is. Okay. Gotcha. Irish KK, are you close to Charleston, South Carolina? I am. Actually, my hospital and all of my doctors that I see, all of my specialists are all in Charleston, South Carolina. All of my doctors are basically in Charleston, South Carolina. So when I have to go to the doctor, that's where I go. Amy Lou's one thing that's really helped me is to watch YouTube videos and then cop videos on DUIs. You will not want to go out drinking and driving the video cam of everything. Yeah, for real. Mike said I'm prescribed clonazepam. I hate being reliant on it. Yeah, I've been taking it a long time, almost 20 years. Yeah, when you've been on it that long too, it's one of those things you kind of just got to keep taking it. Lorazepam is worse. Another benzo is really strong, most relaxing, which are always Jen said, I just want to thank you so much for helping me understand what addiction is like. You have helped me so much. Thank you so much, Jen. You're welcome. Really appreciate you being here. Tyler Durden, what's going on? Good morning, everyone. First time I've called live. And thank you so much for being here, my friend. Ruby says we're getting storms here in Tabor City as well. It was raining so heavy here this morning. My wife went and picked up some straw for me yesterday after she got off work, and she threw it out the back of the truck this morning before she left. And she called me and she said, "It's about to rain. You better go grab it." And I walked out there, grabbed the straw, put it underneath the building, and it started pouring right after I did that. I'm so glad I went out there and grabbed it. Tyler said lorazepam is Ativan. Boutiques. Are you a proficient gamer? What games? I'm not a big gamer. Not really. If this behind me, what you see here, all this camping gear, that is what I'm really. That's like being outdoors, just being outside, just being in the woods is that's what I really like. Ratchet said, my legacy video, I mean a video for your viewers to see after you pass. Oh, okay. No, I've never thought about that before, but thank you for the idea, Ratchet. Mike said, true. My wife knows what to do in case something like that happens, and she has access to all of this stuff. So if something were to ever happen, she would let everybody know. ILD, I've been in since. I'm so sorry I missed that. Here we go. Jane Loving Jesus, ILD, I've been on since the start. Was just having a nightmare getting comments on ChatGPT sorted me out. So glad to finally catch you on live. Well, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Fresh Savant, day 45, clean us over. This attempt 999 LOL. But I keep reminding myself that the pros always outweigh the cons when it comes to maintaining sobriety. Love the vids. They're huge. Thanks, LD. You are so welcome, Fresh Savant. Congratulations on 45 days. And I know exactly what you mean about this is 999. I talk about that all the time. I tried so many times. It just never worked out. Phil. Hey, man, it's my birthday today. It was a great surprise to see you doing a live. Happy birthday, Phil. Thank you so much for being here. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're here. David said, I've had 2 DUIs in my life. The amount of time and money it cost me was crazy. Oh, yeah, it is no joke. Mike said, last time I drank was January the 30th. That's awesome, man. Dersh, I remember you spoke about black garlic a while ago. I made black garlic chicken and it was world class. Any more cool ingredients you recommend? That is so awesome, Dersh. Black garlic is a really neat ingredient. I'll tell you something that's really nice to do with that too is take the black garlic and just dice it up like you would dice up garlic any other time. And put heavy cream in a pot and throw the black garlic in there and a little salt and pepper and reduce the heavy cream. I'm talking about a bang up cream sauce. You can puree it and like strain out the particles that are in there. Just puree it really fine and run it through a fine mesh sieve. And I'm telling you, it makes an awesome sauce. Let me think about that for a minute, Dersh, and I'll give you another cool ingredient to play around with. Don't let me forget, Dersh. James, you said you make knives for a hobby. What have you made any swords? No, I haven't made any swords. As a matter of fact, I just finished another knife for a really good friend of mine that I gave to him just the other day. Swords, I haven't played around with that. That's kind of, I think you have to be a really good knife maker to be able to do a sword because it's so big. Maybe one day I'll try, but I'm really, I'm an amateur when it comes to knife making. Poo poo. Hello, 3 weeks since I've been 1 year sober. Before this, I was once 4.5 years sober. That's awesome, my friend. Congratulations. Amit, 400 days sober next week. Congratulations, my friend. David Dervin. Favorite spot you have camped ever? Favorite spot I've ever camped? Probably on the Appalachian Trail. Just camp, the hiking and camping on the Appalachian Trail is just awesome. It was an awesome experience. That's probably my favorite. We spent a few days out there. Ruby said, your video about anxiety was done wonders for me and one of the worst things. Thank you so much, my friend. Nick said, glad you got the straw LD and another thing you would have been able to do if you were. So exactly. Thank you so much for yeah. And if I had left it, it would have gotten soaking wet and it would have weighed 1,000 pounds. Jeff said, well, that's going to be many, many, many years down the road. Still pray for complete healing in your body. Thank you so much, my friend. Remco. I'm in a relapse since Wednesday, going to quit tomorrow cold turkey. Really afraid of the withdrawals. Yeah, I understand, my friend. Please be careful doing that. Have you spoken with a doctor or anything? Ron's mom, turning in late. Great to see you. What's up, Ron's mom? Good to see you today. Jen, the community you have created here is amazing. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. If there's one thing that I'm not going to do is argue and fight with people or any of that stuff. This is a place for people to come together and try to help each other. I'm just never going to get into anything, arguments, none of that stuff. I absolutely refuse to do it. Sorry, guys, trying to find. Spider TV said, LD, wish I could have you make some food because I know it would be hella good. Jeff said, how would you do on Master Chef or Hell's Kitchen? I think I would do really good, honestly. I'm not kidding. I think I would do rather well. Now, I'm a little rusty because it's been a few years, but I still think I'd do pretty well. I used to love watching that show. CJU, the biggest difference between the various types of benzodiazepine is the half-life. Ativan and Xanax have a very short half-life, 1 to 4 hours, and Valium is a full half-life, approximately 200 hours. Wow. Did not know that. Mike said, I'd make Gordon go bonkers probably because I'm plant-based, so I don't eat meat or fish. Nothing wrong with that. I was a vegetarian for a decade. Jerry said, was it hard to quit smoking? No. I quit everything at the same time. CJU, if you're going to taper off, a long half-life bends is the way to go. Amlu said, gotta run, love your lives. Thank you so much, Amalus. Have a good day today. Thank you so much for hopping in today. Spider TV said the worst feeling about blacking out after drinking a lot the night before is you wake up with that anxious feeling that you texted someone stuff that you don't want or call them. I know exactly what you mean. Mofadio said in Librium is even longer. I'm not really that familiar with those. Daffy said withdrawals are literally hell. Can't sleep for days. Cold, throwing up, dizzy. The list goes on. It's horrible. True Crime Night, what is going on today? Froggy Days. I hear you and other people saying when they were or are like some people in the chat drinking half a gallon of liquor every day. Was that really every single day or with days in between? It was every single day. I am not kidding when I say that. Yeah, I was so deep in the bottle every single day. Now, I didn't start out that way, and I wasn't drinking a half a gallon of vodka every single day my whole entire life. That went on for about 10 years. Um, and towards the end, that's when things really started to like unravel and get really, really, really bad. And I was drinking, my whole life I drank, even when I was drinking alcohol and liquor. I drank beer because if I was thirsty, I didn't drink water. I didn't drink soda. I drank beer if I was thirsty. If I wanted to get drunk, I drank vodka. Um, I drank a lot. Wesley said, just watch your newest video. Thanks to Inspire. 80 days sober, going strong. Quitting smoking is another story. Congratulations on 80 days, Wesley, and thank you so much for being here. Aspire TV, it'd be fun to see you on Next Level Chef with Gordon Ramsay. That would be awesome. I'd love to do that. Or on Hell's Kitchen. Slayer, thank you, man. You have a great morning too, man. I'll talk to you on Monday, dude. Jersey girl. Hey, G, got to start my day. Glad to see many new people. See you soon. All right, Jersey girl, have a great day. Thank you for hopping in today. I hope you and Doobie have a nice time. Jerry said, beer just stopped working for me. Me too. That's why I moved over to liquor. I got so sick and tired of like having to drink a case of beer just to catch a buzz, and it took too long. I would get too bloated. I had to pee all the time. And when I moved over to the liquor, I was like, this is where I need to be. Red Smirk, what's up? LD, it's been a minute. You're looking great. Thank you so much, my friend. Boutique says, since you're into camping, have you ever watched Camping with Steve? He's so funny. I watch Camping with Steve all the time. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I've been watching that guy for years. Love Camping with Steve. It's sad. All those people that were, next door neighbor, crazy neighbor, and his wife passed, and sad. That's the one thing about, being a YouTuber is, when you watch YouTubers, I mean, you're watching their life actually unfold in front of you every single day. Mike said, I stopped liquor back in 2019, but I was addicted to hard seltzer and hard tea throughout those, 2000s. Let's creep up on you. Yeah. Bonnie, hey, chef, you look great and so happy and healthy. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Boutique said, I think he's having a baby. I think, not sure. Who? Camping with Steve's having a baby? What? I didn't know that. Nick's Heat, my friend. How are you? Nearly 10 years sober. My best decision I ever made. Nick's Heat, what is up, my friend? I am doing good. Congrats on almost 10 years. Thank you for being here today. I haven't seen you in a while. Emmylans. Hey, from Suffolk, England. I don't have an addiction problem, but whilst watching your videos, I have often wondered whether your wider family, such as your parents, siblings, have ever tried to intervene. Yes, they did. They tried talking to me, but I didn't want to hear it. Very hard-headed person. Jenna and friends. Oh, no. Come on. I'm missing the top of your chat here, and I will not let me scroll. Thank you for your kind. I'm sorry, Jenna and friends. I'm trying to figure out. I had it just a second ago so I could scroll up and down on this chat, and now it's not letting me. Every time I click on it, it keeps giving me this little menu button. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. Come on. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. I'm just trying to scroll back up to this question. Jenna, I'm so sorry. Can you re-ask me that question one more time? It will not let me scroll. Mike said, I really watch TV. Spider TV. Did you watch Outdoor Boys? That one's the one outdoor channel I like to watch. Yep, I watch Outdoor. I was watching Outdoor Boys yesterday. Every single time that because I'm always on YouTube. So when my like if I finish watching a video and it go like it'll just automatically go to another video and start playing. It always plays either Camping with Steve or Outdoor Boys. James, did you quit smoking cigs when you quit the drinks, or did you smoke for a bit after? No, I quit everything at the same time. Boutique said, if you watch Steve's wholesome camping video a couple weeks back, he brought his new wife and dropped several hints. I think he's pregnant. Oh, wow. I did not see that. Now you're going to make me have to go watch it. Mike said, face my fears head on. Jeff said, on the way out the door, we'll be listening over my car audio. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. Jen said, when my son passed, I didn't even know he was drinking. I didn't realize how much hiding it happens in addiction. Oh, absolutely. I'm so sorry for your loss too, Jen. We are some of the best hiders in the world. Oh my gosh. Mike said, up until now, the longest I had gone without booze of any kind was 3 months during summer 2021. Chad. Did it just kick? This is about to upset me. I cannot get this thing to work. I'm losing everybody's chats because it keeps knocking me down. Jen and friend said, hey, LD, wanted to say thank you for the kind words the other day about my brother. He's still hanging on in hospice from liver failure from the evil poison. You're so welcome, Jenna, and I am so sorry. Jeff6778 said, hi, LD, nice to see you. You as well. Passon, catching alive. Yes, thank you for being here. Passon said, January 1st, hit 6 weeks, 6 years sober. Congratulations, my friend. Jeff said, what's your favorite part of doing YouTube? And have you met anyone cool or famous from it? I think my favorite part about it is it really gives me purpose again. No, I haven't met, all you guys are all awesome. I've met so many cool people on here. But I've never met anybody famous. No, I've met famous people in my life, but I've never met anybody famous on here. I've met a whole bunch of famous people. When I was in the restaurant industry, I had a whole bunch of them come into my restaurant. Jeff said, what's your favorite part? Oh, okay. Spider TV. LD, did you hear that they made a new designer drug out of kratom where they took 7-OH and made something stronger out of it? It's readily available to buy online too. It's really sad. Yes, Spider TV, I have. Because they made 7-OH illegal in some states. So these scientists have they're just going to keep getting one step ahead and adding another molecule or whatever and branding it something else. They're just going to keep doing it. They're never going to be able to get rid of this now. But yes, I have. I can't remember what they call it. Wesley, when a child falls, we don't yell at them. We encourage them to get back up. But when we relapse, there are so many to judge us. I understand what you're saying. And that is sad. Dersh, sorry, think was missed. Reckon there be plus people who join the channel for cooking tips and recipes, perhaps even in the context of having liver disease. What do you think? Yeah, Dersh, I've done cooking videos and stuff. They didn't really get a lot of traction. I said I'll do another one here soon. I'll do one. We'll see how it turns out. If I get a lot of views, I'll keep doing them. They're a lot of work. Roswell native, 13 years. I got AA about 4 or 5 days a week, or it saved me. That's awesome. Congratulations, my friend. But once again, yeah, each time I've done a cooking video, like they get no traction. But if I do one and it gets a lot of views, and I'll continue to do them. Mike said, people calling it legal Percocet, 4-7-8 tablets at the convenience store costs $50. Yeah. I walked into one of those vape shops one time to talk to them about that. And they said that's all the people come in there for. And they look like zombies. said that when they'll come in there, pop the tablets out, throw them in their mouth before they even walk out the store. Christian, hey LD, just wanted to thank you for your videos. I watch each and every one of them, and they keep my head above water. Getting sober truly is a struggle of a lifetime. It absolutely is, but congratulations. James, they have the Nano 7 stacks now. Gotcha. Siju, you look much better thinner than you when you were drinking LD, as do I after quitting approximately 48 beers a day for 3 to 4 years. Long history before that as well. I have scars. I completely understand. And thank you so much. Yeah, we look a lot better after. Is one thing, your face isn't always so swollen and so red. That's one of the things. Every morning when I would get up and look at myself in the mirror, my face was just so swollen. And my stomach always felt so bloated when I was in active addiction. And since getting sober, I don't feel like that all the time. Jeff said, would love to see you cook a double cheeseburger. You gotta give me something else better than a cheeseburger. Campfire cooking show would be awesome. I've been really thinking about doing some like campfire type show kind of a deal. We'll see how that turns out. Jane, love of Jesus. I started watching all your videos from the beginning. I found you in January this year, and I started dry January. Your daily vids aren't enough, so I've gone back to the beginning. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that, Jane. Hockey. Thanks for the videos, LD Greens from Hungary. Thank you so much for being Hockey HD. Spy TV said, with the analog act, they'll eventually be able to ban these new synthetics. They're making out 708 because there isn't a law they've placed on it yet. I know that the FDA, they were discussing banning it. I think the reason that they haven't banned it yet is because they know that we're going to have so many people in withdrawal. If they do a nationwide ban, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. I don't think they would have enough Suboxone to give to everybody if people wanted to get on something like that. It would be overwhelming. It's kind of like why they kept alcohol an essential business during COVID, because if they closed the liquor stores down during that, people would have been in withdrawal like crazy. There would have been so many people going to the hospital. Mike said, LD, did you ever have massive sugar cravings when you quit drinking? For like 2 weeks, I would drink Mountain Dew and eat ice cream. Yes, I absolutely did. Phil said, cooking show would be awesome indeed. All right. Well, I'll do another one. How about I do one this week? And then I need you guys to show me some love, though, and watch it. Now, I will talk about other things while I'm filming. I'll talk about some other topic about addiction while I'm cooking, but if I do a cooking video, they take all day long to do those because I have to prep the food, cut everything up because I can't do everything, right then. It's just a lot to do. But if I do it and we get a bunch of views, I'll continue to do them. Well, Fatio out forces you into a trap. It does. PPETR. I guess that's Peter. Sober arc, 4 years, raw, cater, taper, nearly done. I don't understand what that means. Armand, during my hardest times, I've watched some of your videos on repeat because they are so soothing. Thank you so much, Armand. That's awesome. Cement Sherbert, what is up? ALD, keep it up and be well, buddy. We're all in here together. We absolutely are. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Ron's mom, my wannabe chef's son, just made me amazing chicken cacciatore. Delicious. Had some wine in it. Yeah, cacciatore is... It's got wine. Did your son put olives in the cacciatore? Jeff said, I've worked in restaurants all my life. The drugs are flowing and everyone drunk. You are not kidding about that. That's all it is people drinking and drugging in the restaurant industry. I used to talk about that all the time, and it upset a lot of people, and they'd say that's not true, and not everybody, and it's true. Everybody just about are using some kind of substance in a restaurant industry. And it will not, still cannot get this thing to scroll up. I do not know what I'm doing wrong here. You know what? I bet there is something going on. Is anybody there? Somebody say something, because it's like froze up now. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Christian said, "Do you attend AA meetings?" No, I don't. AA is not for me. Zach Kraft, I'm glad you got out of the restaurant industry after just a few years. Saw people older than me. I knew I'd end up just like them. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. Nell, good morning from Connecticut. Doing better, not drinking. Thank you. Absolutely. What's up, Nell? Good to see you this morning. Boutique said it's not. I'm not sure what they're referring to. Spider TV said it's cause being in the restaurant industry is so dang stressful, so people turn to whatever substance. It is very bright side. Test. Thank you, Test. Lord Spike Protein, LD. Gitsy, been a while since I've seen you. You look like you're doing great. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you today. Jim B, 9274. Hello. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here. Drinks said hello, LD and friends. Good to see you. What's up, Drinks? Good to see you this morning, too. CJU something. Jeff said at some restaurants, I was expected to drink at work. And then after you get done every single night, you have, they bring beer back to the kitchen. It's insane. Zen, hi LD, hope you're doing fantastically well. Could you please tell us a scary story about withdrawal? Because those moments personally for me are the worst and the scariest. Thank you for being you. The scariest withdrawal story I have is seeing shadow people. I was laying in the bed and there were shadow people like hanging out at the door. The hallucinations. It's pretty scary stuff. Valerie, good morning, LD. Been off alcohol and sugar for a month. Feeling great. Thank you for all you do. That is awesome, Valerie. Congratulations. Bright side, LD, looking healthy and happy. Thank you so much, my friend. Rob, hey, buddy, how did you quit cold turkey and how long has it been? I went through a medical detox in the hospital, and it's been almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in May. I can't believe it's been that long, but it has been. And I got really sick, ended up in the hospital. I was not trying to quit. It just happened. To Snipes, I stopped drinking when I first started watching for about a month and went back to a beer here and there. And it kind of increased again. It's so tough to keep up with sobriety. Hope all is well. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. And yes, it absolutely is. Sheila Tolly, hey, LD, still watching, just not commenting. Always hoping you're doing great. Thank you so much, for my friend. I am doing well. I hope you are too. Jeff said, when is LD's top 10 recipe books coming out? I don't know. Remco's, and same here, my friend. Withdrawal's horrible, but we can do it. We can. Jerry said, seems like it would really be hard to be sober in the restaurant industry. I cannot tell you how hard it was. Anytime I try to get sober. And the thing is, it's just there's always alcohol around. You're cooking with alcohol. There are so many dishes that had alcohol in them. Like you write a recipe, you have to follow that recipe, and you're pouring wine in. And I mean, some of these recipes took bottles of wine, liquor. It just every single day you were constantly smelling it. And the thing is, what's going to stop you from pouring a little bit in there and then pouring a little bit in your mouth or pouring a little bit in a cup? Every time I'd go to the bar and say, I need vodka for vodka sauce, I went back to the kitchen. I'd splash a little vodka in the pan, get a little, and the next thing you know, I'd pour a little bit in my cup and then take it back up to the bar. Jen said, I literally saw a dark shadow around my son when he was drinking. It scared me then. It scares me now. I'm sorry to hear that. CJU, worked at a guitar shop once where one of my duties was setting up lines for the owner and friends. Fun at the time, till it wasn't. Setting up lines? You mean like lines that you snort? Is that what you mean, CJU? Ratchet said, "Can you just drink cooking wine?" It depends. Some cooking wine that you get, if you get it from like, let's say Cisco or US Foods or something, because you can order like boxes of cooking wine. But if you get cooking wine from a food distributor, it has sodium in it. They put sodium in there so that they can legally sell it without an alcohol license. Um, but if you, so you can't drink the stuff with the salt in it. But if you get it from a liquor store or something like that, regular cooking wine or whatever, you can absolutely drink it. And I used to cooking brandy, all that stuff. Jane loves Jesus. Okay. Boutique said, "You worked in high-end establishments. How true is it that new money is loud, old money whispers?" Very true, Boutique. Very, very true. That is a very true statement. You see, that's one of the funny things. And I worked at one of the places I worked at was a lot of very, very, very old money. And these old money people, they're driving a Mercedes from 1982. They don't care, but they live in a house, a 20,000 square foot house. They're not showing off. And you get the people that get new money and they go buy the Lamborghini and stuff like that. Jen said, "How do you deal with not feeling good on a daily basis?" I just try my best to deal with it. I had to take a nausea pill right before I came here to do the live. I have to take a lot of medication. Lord Spike Protein, be careful when you start feeling better after being sober so long. You forget that you can easily drink one, and that will probably not end well. No, it will not. And said, "Yes, I'd buy LT's top 10 recipe book." I'll have to think about working on something like that, Jeff. Soon as I'd get sober, a bottle would be in front of me, or someone inviting a big event for the restaurant. For real. You are so right. There's always alcohol in the restaurant industry. Jerry said, I always have dreams of death or dead relatives when withdrawing. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry. Renee Milstead, what's up? Whoop whoop. I've been watching your kid. I'll be watching, and your kids will be eating good. Good to see you today, Renee. You out delivering mail? I don't know. It keeps pausing up. I don't know what is going on. I'll just wait. It must be doing like ads or something like that. For whatever reason, it does that. I've got to look at the settings on this. And they said, "Give your male person some love today." I always say hello to my male person. She always brings packages up to my house. She's a really sweet lady. Jazz, man. I make sure that when she pulls up, because we have cameras out here, and I get an alert. As soon as she pulls up, I'll run out the front door just to go say hello to her. I make sure I grab the package out of her hand. Jazz, man. Thanks, LD, for what you do. Been sober for 29 days now and off carbs and eat carnivore. I feel so good. Lost 8 pounds. Inflammation gone way down. More energy. I listen to your video every day and it keeps me sober. That's what's up, Jazz, man. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. The inflammation, like I said, the bloating in your belly and all that stuff, like it goes down so much after you stop drinking. We don't realize like how much inflammation that we're causing when we're drinking like that. Jen said, "Do you worry about your kids falling into the addiction trap?" I do. I talk to my kids about addiction every single day. Every single day. Every day. I wish I could bring them in here. I don't want any of my, kids being involved in the channel, but they tell you my dad doesn't shut up about it. I'm always talking to my children about drinking, using, smoking. Lord Spike Protein said, "I'm still having platelet issues. I've been taking vitamin K2 and it helps with coagulation." I'm sorry to hear that you're having platelet issues, my friend. Falling from the sky. Hey, LD, I was wondering if you ever do shows with other people. I have. Recovery like you used to back in the day. I like the way you would interview people and could also relate to them. Yeah, and actually, Slayer and I were just on the phone with each other yesterday, and we're gonna be doing something here coming up really, really, really soon. We're gonna be talking on Monday about what we're gonna be doing here. The only thing is that I don't want to turn the show into just an interview show. When I was doing that back then, the problem is that then you get overwhelmed with people wanting to come on. The inflammation is horrible on brain function. Yeah. You notice how like foggy minded you are when you're in active addiction, especially in the morning when you wake up. Wing nut. Did you ever get forced into the garage? Haha. Yes, I actually did. Mofadio said, "Brain fog sucks." Yes, it does. Falling from the Sky said, "Awesome. Looking forward to that collab." Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, we're gonna come up with something here real soon. Like I said, we're talking on Monday because we gotta finish buttoning up what we're gonna be doing. Where's Piper to Mo? It's horrible. CJU said, "When I would quit drinking, I never had much trouble with acute withdrawal, but the post-acute withdrawal would be brutal, led to many problems and relapses. Pause should be taken seriously." You are absolutely right. Micro866 said, "Hey, LD community, just stopping to say hey." What's up, Micro? Good to see you today. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Wingnut. I don't know where you live, but the background always looks nice in your vids, lol. I live in South Carolina, uh, pretty close to Charleston. Um, that's about all I want to say about that. But I live in South Carolina. It is really nice here. This is like horse equestrian country where I'm at right now. A lot of horses out this way. A lot of horses. A lot of horse fields, and there's a lot of farming that goes on around where I live. A lot of farming out this way, especially when you start going down towards Charleston, towards the beach. It's nothing but farms. That's all you see is farms. My crew said, "Back to warm weather next week. We should get a few days of cooler weather." Yeah, my crew, it has been so nice here the past few days. And this morning when I woke up, it was really warm outside. Then it started raining and then it got cold. It feels like there's a cold front coming in or something right now. TJL said, "Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Thanks for all the videos, LD. It's my first time getting sober and I'm on day 67. Congratulations, my friend. That is awesome. 67 days. That is so cool." Belinda said, "You have a beautiful home." Thank you so much, Belinda. I really do like living here, except I, I have problems with my neighbors. I was just talking to my wife about that last night. There's always drama going on around here. Just the other night, my next door neighbor at like 10 o'clock at night started shooting his gun. And I was outside trying to cook dinner for my son for his birthday, and they're out there shooting. Jen said, "My horses have literally saved my life since losing my son." I'm so sorry. I would have horses. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people use horses for therapy. There's actually like a vet for veterans. They have like a horse thing for veterans. Boutique said, "Are you a talented horse rider?" Nope, I'm not. I'm not good at riding horses at all. Papa Pug said, "Hello, everyone. What's up, LD? Sober 50 days after 2 decades of drinking. Going to a huge birthday party today. Any advice? Um, Leave when you get uncomfortable. If you feel like you're about to drink, excuse yourself and go. You know, show up. Show your face. Go there for support. If you feel comfortable after 50 days. If you don't feel comfortable after 50 days, I talk about this a lot, but, you have to do what you have to do to protect your sobriety. That's the most important thing. But like I said, you go to the party and you start getting that feeling like you need to drink, just excuse yourself. Don't worry about anybody else's feelings. All that matters is yourself. They're gonna be okay. I promise. They're not gonna be that upset if you leave. But just do your best to protect your sobriety. Lord Spike said the first thing the liver takes is your muscle. I know that firsthand. I lost all of my muscle mass when I got sick, all of it. Jerry said it's so much easier to pick up healthy habits when not drinking and impossible to do while drinking. You're absolutely right. Bubba Pug said going to drink, but I feel in my mind everything is going to be annoying. Oh, you're about to really be annoyed, especially after people start to really get to drinking. If this is going to be one of those parties where people are drinking really heavy, when people start, more drinking, the louder things start to get, the louder, louder, louder. And I'll guarantee you won't hang out very long. If people start getting really drunk, you're going to split. Michael said, good morning from Eastern Oregon. Freezing here. Lots of farms here and horses. 24 days. Congratulations, Michael, on 24 days. And yeah, I've always wanted to go to Oregon. It looks like it's absolutely gorgeous there. TJL said, I had a lot of people tell me getting a dog might help when getting sober. Do you agree with that at all? I absolutely do. I really do. I did a video one time talking about how having a pet can help with sobriety. Number one, it gives you something to do. Two, just the love that you have for your pet. I mean, going out and taking them for a walk, it gives you something to do. I think getting a pet is a great option. Do I think it's a great option like right in the beginning? I don't. I don't think you want to be going through withdrawal with a puppy. But after you get a little bit comfortable, absolutely. I really do believe that. Jane loving Jesus. My oldest brother is 12 years sober. So proud of him. That's awesome. Michael said, "Dog, my dog helps me." Yeah, my dog helps me. Absolutely. ZY to the double G. Last night I drank and had one Modelo. I guess I just felt like I had things under control, and I guess I did. 3 weeks of no alcohol. Oh, that's good. Thank you for being here, XY to the double G. James Barron, love your videos, LD. It's like my daily inspiration. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Give me 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Step off for 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Wesley said, my fear of withdrawal certainly held me back. I just did not want to detox. Thankfully, my doctor gave me some meds to deal with the withdrawal. Yeah, and that's one of the things that, why I'm always talking about go speak with your doctor, because there are certain medications and things that they can give you to help you along with the withdrawal process. Not every single time are they going to do that, but they can, and it's worth a shot just to talk to your doctor about it and ask. If you never ask, you'll never know. But that's awesome. Douglas said, inspired me to get my blood taken yesterday to get a head up on my organ health. That's awesome, my friend. Keep me posted on how that turns out. Lord Spike Protein said B1 helps a lot. B1 helps with the withdrawals, or what does it help with? What time is it? Wow. Hour and 15 minutes have already gone by. That's crazy. Okay. I never heard of that before. Vitamin B1 for withdrawal. I did not know that. Well, that's good to know. Grumbleweed, don't open that Pandora's box just because you have a day where I got this. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem, is that one drink turns into many, many, many. Shangolo. Hi, LD. 9 months sober now. Checking in on your channel once in a while. Thanks for your presence. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. You're so welcome. And congratulations on 9 months of sobriety. That is awesome. It's so crazy that the United States, for one, that drinking has gone down as much as it has. They're saying that we have a 90-year low on alcohol consumption in the United States right now. What that is, I don't know. I actually saw another sobriety channel, and I can't remember the guy's name. I think he lives in North Carolina. Kind of country guy. He always wears a baseball cap, and he had another guy in an interview, and they were talking about the fact that alcohol consumption has come down so much in the United States, but uh, the kids are on their phone so much. You're saying that like cell phones are the new drug. The drinking's gone down, but everybody's on their phone all the time. Does that have to do with drinking? I don't know. I don't really know about that. Remco, warm greetings from Holland, Europe. Take care of yourself. Take care of all of you. Love you all. Love you too, my friend. Mona, happy Saturday to you too, my friend. Good to see you today. Jen B, do you think it's because people are doing more drugs? I don't know, Jen. That's a good question. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the answer is why less people are drinking. I think that I think one thing might be is that during the C word, during that period of time, a lot of people were drinking very heavily, and I think a lot of people, a lot of kids saw their parents drinking a lot of alcohol too. CJU, thank you so much for the super thanks, my friend. I really appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Thank you, CJU. Michael McKnight said, I have found it's important to drink water, eat healthy, and get lots of sleep. B complex helping with withdrawals. That's awesome. TJL said, I'm in Missouri, and most liquor stores now have a huge section of non-alcoholic and THC drinks. Must be trying to get some money back from the decline in alcohol sales. It's crazy you say that. I went to my we have a Lowe's grocery store here now, and we went into the Lowe's grocery store, and well, it's not in my town, but a town over. And I went in there, and in that grocery store, they have a whole section of THC drinks, like a beer cooler dedicated to just those. Or Spike said, Gen B probably. I don't know what that means. Ron's mom. I'm wondering what happened to Liver Aware. Name is Neil. He hasn't posted in a long time. I've had that question from multiple people. I have no idea. I don't know if he's just not doing YouTube anymore, if something happened to him. The unfortunate thing about cirrhosis is we know what happens with that. And that could be a possibility. Joanne, hi LD, really appreciate your videos. Thank you so much, Joanne. But Ron's mom, I don't know what happened to him. Donkey Lips, do you remember when the drive to the liquor store would be a better high than the actual buzz from the liquor? I know what you mean. Mamu said, I quit drinking because I'm sick of being sick. I know exactly what you mean. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Shane said, benzo is really bad for me, enabled me to feel better after drinking and drink more the next day. It led to extreme dependency and horrible withdrawals. Then I came off even low dose. I understand. Official Nirvana, thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for helping me quit booze. I used to every day drink over a gallon of straight vodka in like 10 minutes every day. I got fatty liver disease now. I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. But thank you so much, Official ROY Nirvana. I really appreciate the super thanks. That's so nice of you. Thank you so very much. Patty Campbell said, 2 UK alcoholism documentaries you may find interesting, LD. Drinking into Oblivion by Louis Theroux and Rain in My Heart. Both are very touching and might give you some ideas for future videos. Thank you so much, my friend. I think I might have watched one of those. I've spoken about it here on the channel. I'm going to go back and look at that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture of that so I can remember to go back and look at those. All right. I'm going to go back and look at those. Thank you so much for those documentary ideas. Christopher Mister, would you ever do a video specifically on other drugs you've done and how those affected you? You've referenced using the white stuff and even green stuff, but I've always beat around the bush. Yeah, I can do a video on that. Because I did. I messed around with all kinds of different substances. I can definitely talk about it. Thank you for the idea, Christopher Mister. Wesley Thymer said, I've never shared that experience. Dinky lips. Interesting, though. I would have severe anxiety driving to the store. I used to have severe anxiety driving, too. It used to scare me so bad. Mansplain. Wow, love the live. Thank you so much, Mansplain. Thank you so much for the super thanks, Official Nirvana. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Hot Penny. Hi, everyone. Beautiful Saturday here in Florida. What's up, Hot Penny? Good to see you today. Thomas Charbonu. What's up, LD? What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Christopher Mister said, what were your hangovers like when you were just drinking a 6-pack in your 20s for a bit? Not bad at all. Barely even a hangover. I didn't really start getting bad hangovers until I moved over to drinking hard liquor. Now, of course, I would get hangovers from drinking beer, and I'd go out to the bar or something and take shots of liquor and stuff like that. I just wasn't a big liquor drinker, but once I moved over to just straight pure liquor, and that's all I was drinking, that's when things really started going south for me. And the hangovers were absolutely horrible at that point. Shangolo said, with my anxiety, I couldn't even get in a car. I felt that way, but I had to drive. I did not want to. I used to take nothing but back roads anywhere I went when I was going anywhere. I've talked about this. I'd get up in the morning, and if I had to go somewhere special that day that I'd never been to, the first thing I would do is get on Google Maps and start looking at the location and start trying to find all the back roads that I could use instead of taking the main roads. I try to find a back way into somewhere or whatever. It's just absolutely crazy that I was looking at ways to avoid getting on main roads because my anxiety was so bad back then. Mansplaining said, you ever pull over to the side road and hangs with anxiety thinking you're going to die? Absolutely. I have so much driving anxiety. I felt like it's under discuss. I've spoken about it so many times on here. I used to be so afraid to drive. I'd have both hands on the wheel, white knuckling it the whole entire time. I'd have to turn the air conditioner on full blast. I'd have to crank my seat so I'd sit all the way up against I was all the way up against the windshield. I don't know what I thought that was going to do for me, but I always felt like that my foot was going to slip off of the brake pedal or something when I was at a stoplight too. I don't know what that was about, but I was so afraid to drive because I always felt like I was going to pass out or something when I was in the middle of a hangover. I'd get on the road and start driving, and I would get really woozy, and next thing you know, things would kind of fade out for a second. I don't know. It was really strange. And I haven't experienced anything like that since I've gotten sober. I don't ever have anything like that happen anymore. Hot Penny, hard liquor is the devil. Hard liquor is the devil. Mansplaining said back roads because you feel trapped on the highway. At least for me, I did too. Especially when a big 18-wheelers get on the sides of you or something. Oh my gosh. I really felt like I was about to just pass out when I would get surrounded by 18-wheelers. Jen said, do you think people experience PSTD after they get sober? I don't know. That's a good question. Sheener said, good morning. Hard for me today to stay completely sober and invited for a party. Hang in there, Shooner. Hang in there. And if you feel like you can't go to the party and be sober, don't go. Protect your sobriety. Protect your sobriety at all costs. Don't go. They're not going to get that upset with you if you don't go. And you don't have to explain yourself either. I think that's another thing too, is when we start over explaining and telling people, well, I can't do this or do that because I'm sober and yada, yada, yada. Just, don't over explain. I'm not going to come. I don't feel like I can stay sober. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. Bubba Pug said, regarding the PTSD, I think it's similar to pause. I'm at 50 days. Brain is being rewired and all over the place. I understand. Hot Penny, the sober community on the internet is the best to get from God. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. Mansplain said, I thought I was the only one with driving anxiety. When you have talked about it, really helped me. You are not the only one. There's a lot of people on here that have had the same experience. Shane6284, my worst panic attacks most always came when I was driving the next day after drinking. 2 times I thought I was legit going to die. That's interesting how common that is. Me too. Thank you for sharing that, my friend. Thomas said, there's a time I did about 5 miles on the hood of my drunk friend's car. Alcohol makes us insane. It absolutely does. That's crazy. Kevin Scott said, how does one approach a person that is drinking way too much because I don't want to fight with a friend? Let them know that you're concerned about them, and that you care about them. They're probably going to get upset. I mean, that's just the way it is. But, if you feel like, they're drinking too much, talk to them. I mean, if you really care about that person, talk to them. They're going to get upset with you. CJU, did you ever have a personal breathalyzer to check before driving? No, I never got a DUI. Gung Ho said, I have 8 years sober. Recently, went on a trip and decided to drink. It was fun on the trip, but then it extended until we got home and lasted for months. Now I'm not drinking again. I'm glad that you got sober again, Gung Ho. Congratulations. And that's why I always talk about, we cannot just have just one. And if we drink that one, it's going to continue to happen. We get caught in that loop and we cannot get out of it. You wake up in the morning after you drank that night, and what helps the hangover go away? Well, the hair of the dog. Well, then you've drank that morning, and then you tell yourself, well, I already drank this morning, so, well, I'm just going to drink the rest of the day today because I've already broken the seal. So what? Then you drink all day. Then you wake up the next morning, you're hungover. You drink the hair of the dog. You're stuck in that cycle, and then you cannot get out. Congratulations on 8 years of sobriety, Christopher Mister. Do you have a time when you knew your drinking became not fun? Mine was definitely great for a while, but eventually just became me numbing myself with no new euphoria and felt sad. Yes, absolutely. I would say probably the last 10 years of my drinking were not fun at all. No more euphoria. I was chasing the dragon, wasn't getting me anywhere. Michael McKnight, my urges to drink get harder in the evening. I can feel my liver healing. It took almost 3 weeks. It was heavy and I could feel it bulging. Yeah, I felt the same exact thing. I'm glad to hear that your liver's feeling better, my friend. Sven, good Saturday evening from Helsinki, celebrating my 169 days sober. Congratulations, Sven, and thank you so much for being here. Moose said, I don't like the interstate, even when I'm not drinking. Too much anxiety, which I can never predict what's going to happen. I've had to pull over lots of times. I know what you mean. Hot Penny, Kevin Scott, tell them what you see. That's all you can do. Michael said, was the anxiety from the worry of your arrest or just withdrawals? Maybe you were dehydrated. No, I was worried I was going to crash my car. Mansplain, did you get recognized now after your YouTube success? If so, that has to be so wild. No, I've never really been recognized by anybody. Mark said, thank you for your videos, LD. They have helped me stay sober from alcohol about 14 months. Unfortunately, I found out about kratom here. I've been struggling with her about 6 months now. Yeah, be careful with that, Mark. The withdrawals from that could be pretty horrible too, from what I understand. Jim B. Why do alcoholics defend their booze consumption? Because we don't want to stop drinking. We just don't want to stop. We don't want to lose our best friend, and that's the end of it. We just do not want to lose our best friend, and we attach every single thing that we do in our life to alcohol, and then we don't know how to function without it. Hot Penny, cars should be built with breathalyzers. Why on earth do you think they're not by now? I don't know. They got everything else in there. Gung Ho, much love. Absolutely. Much love to you too. ABCD 191611. Hi, LD. I love all of your videos, sir. Thank you so much, ABCD. Kivo, I tried to drink 96%. 5 minutes later, I puked on the floor. Wow. Hot Penny, Sven from Helsinki. I'm proud of you. Absolutely. Douglas Wama, I'm surprised you were able to fund your rabbit for all these years. Fund my rabbit? You mean fun drinking? I'm sorry, Douglas. I don't understand what you mean by that. Could you elaborate a little bit more? Jacqueline Schuster, sometimes my drunkenness served me. I told bad people how I really felt, but because I was drunk, when I said it, I feel bad. I completely understand. Douglas said, habits. Um, how I funded my habits was, I've spoken about this. I was an executive chef, and I used to do a lot of like private dinners for people, chef tables. And when I would do those, I would get tips from people, and all that tip money that I made funded my alcohol habit. I could not use my wife and our money. I could not use it to buy alcohol, so I had to find a way. And it's one of the things I talk about a lot too, is that addicts, we are some of like the trying to think of the best word for this. We can figure things out. We'll always find a way. And I always found a way, always found a way. I used to go, sometimes I would collect all the change that I could find. If I didn't have any money, I would flip all the couch cushions out and look underneath the couches and go through all the vehicles and dig everywhere I could think that there might be change in the house. And I'd get a big old container full of change. And then I'd go to the Coinstar machine and dump all the change in there. And I would be so embarrassed because they always put those things like right in the front of the grocery store or whatever. And everybody's watching you and you're dumping all this change and it's making all this noise. And I'd get the little ticket and then you got to go up there and change it out. And then you have to pay like, $4 to get your money. And I would do that. And then I would take that cash and I'd go buy alcohol with it. CJ, you said sometimes your best friend can be your worst enemy. You're absolutely right. Moose said, I wish my phone had a breathalyzer. Somebody was talking about the other day. That'd be a great idea for a business. Making breathalyzer for phones. Erica, what's up? Good morning. Tyler G69. Happy Saturday, LD in chat. Let's have a good day. Absolutely. Hot Penny said, saying Jacqueline, booze gives the courage to speak up, but booze makes no one care. Yep. Jack the Ripper, 8987. Have you ever been drunk and gotten into fist fights? Yes, I have. And got beat up too. Bad. We think that we're MMA fighters when we're drinking, and I'm not. Final calls. How much money do you think you spent on drinking total over the years? Enough to buy a home. $150,000, $200,000, probably more than that. A lot. Habit, not rabbit, I think. Yeah, you're right. Cal said resourceful. Oh, thank you so much. And McDonald 30. That's so nice of you. Hey, LD, looking forward to more of your videos. That top 10 recipe book. I got you, Ann. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Let me find out where I was just at. Michael said, thanks for the live broadcast. Congratulations to sober people on here. You're right about the best friend of alcohol. Your hospital vids helped me get sober. Thank you, my friend. Mona said, LD, have you made schnitzel when you were practicing as a chef? Absolutely. Made schnitzel all the time. Love schnitzel. Mansplaining said, what's your thoughts experience on AA? I feel like most people need AA, but when there's communities like you have created, I feel as though it's not as important. I have not had the greatest experience with AA, and I'm just being completely honest with you guys. I tried to actually go to a meeting about a year ago, and when I went in, I didn't feel welcomed. I felt like everybody was kind of looking at me like, who are you and what are you doing here? I don't know. I've never really had a great experience with AA, and that's just me. Maybe I just don't care for that situation. Being surrounded by all those people. I don't know. I think it's great for some people. Some people love AA, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It's just not for me, but it is for some people. I think whatever works for you is the best thing that's going to work. We're not all the same. Jen said, do you feel people that are super sensitive and empathetic are more susceptible to addiction? I absolutely do. Hot Penny, zero tolerance here in Florida. One drink, $5,000 lawyer. I actually saw this happen to a guy. You're absolutely right. Tyler 69. I'm so glad I didn't feel like an MMA fighter when I was drunk. Cal 104 AOD aside, I recently watched. You recently watched the channel? If you did, thank you so much. Tweety Bird. Yes, addicts do stupid things. I had a family member that kept vodka in her freezer. I would steal some and replace it with water. I got busted when it froze up and it didn't break the bottle. Yeah. Michael Zuniga said, just want to say thank you for your videos. Honest, I watched them to scare the blank out of me. My situation feels like it's getting close to yours. 39 drinking half a handle at night, so we're 7 days now. Congratulations on 7 days, my friend. And thank you so much for being here. Jenna and friends, LD, thank you for giving back. I know your videos take a lot of preparation and time. I've watched every single one, sometimes multiple times. That's so nice of you, Jenna and friends. Thank you so much. Hot Penny A is a good fit for a lot of people. One boat, sober destination, but people are people. They fail you, then you fail them. Yes. Jim B said, LD community is a version of AA. Thank you in the best way. Thank you so much. Hamster Music, good morning, fam. Good morning, Hamster Music. Good to see you today. Hot Penny said, hysterical Tweety. Mona Librium. Cal said, sorry I hit the send button by mistake. AUD aside, I recently watched your video on wanting to drink despite attaining the next goal. Props for taking care of your family so well financially. Thank you so much, my friend. Boutique said, any lasting injuries from lifting the camper when your sons were stuck on the side of the highway? Yeah, I really messed my back up when that happened. Which, come to find out, I went to a doctor and had them look at my back. And now I know that I've got a whole bunch of like degeneration in my back, my lower back. There's all kinds of like gray matter back there or something. I guess like the bone's starting to break down, or I don't know. They told me that they could do a treatment for it and it would cost like $8,000. I said, no, thank you. But yeah, I have a really bad back issue now because of that. I really hurt my back when that happened. Red Dog 1973. Thank you so much, my friend. Sobriety is life. Today's sobriety will start a chain reaction. Stay sober. Thanks, LD. Thank you so much, Red Dog. Let me see. I've never done this before. Let me see. There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Red Dog. I really appreciate the super thanks. That's so nice of you. Rob said, weekend binge drank for 30 years, but Jesus pulled me out of the sewer 17 years ago. That's awesome. Congratulations. Nope. Anton said, hi, LD. I'm 100% with you on AA. Thank you, my friend. Bubba Plug said, I agree with the above comment. When LD talked about the medical stuff happening to him, that scared me a ton as well. You know, it's one of those things. I don't want to scare people, but I want people to understand the consequences of this. St. Gerard said it's anti-drinking medication. Gotcha. Mona said, are you still having coffee, LD? I'm having a coffee right here, Mona. Yes, I am. I drink coffee all day, every day, just about. It is my favorite beverage. Love coffee. And it's good for your liver, too. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll up here, and it will not let me. I don't understand why this does this. 1 minute, I'm allowed to scroll, and the next minute, every time I click on it, it keeps pulling up the menu button. I don't understand. I need to get a mouse for this laptop is what I need. That's my problem right now. I don't have a mouse. Final calls. Have you ever looked into all the new research showing benefits of coffee on the liver and cirrhosis prevention? They seem really important. Yes, I've done a video on coffee and the liver. It's really, really good. But the thing is, it has to be black coffee. Hot Penny says St. Gerard. Michael McKnight, I'm glad you still have your family. Every day sober is a victory. What are your thoughts about your children getting AUD? My adult children don't drink, thank God. I'm really worried about it. I speak to them about it every single day. I don't want my children to drink at all. Hopefully they won't. But it's one of those conversations that we have all the time. And I'm extremely concerned. I hope that they don't drink. I hope that they remember what they saw as kids. Stefan said, do you drink black coffee? I do. I drink black coffee. Occasionally I'll put something in my coffee if I'm feeling like, I want to have a little creamer or something in there. But I use zero sugar creamer if I do put some in. And every once in a while I will. Here we go again. It will not let me. I hear my next door neighbor right now on his side-by-side out there about to go rip up the driveway, which is another one of the aggravating things. I'll do the driveway, and the next thing you know, he's out there on his side-by-side ripping it up, tearing things up. It will not let me do this. Somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong here. Why can't I click on this chat and let me scroll up and down? I do not understand what I'm doing wrong. There must be something going on right now with a commercial or something. I don't know why it does that. I need to look at the settings on this. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Come on. You can do it. Still won't let me do it. I'm not getting any comments right now either. Hamster music. Hey, LD. Is that a Jackery generator? I was thinking about getting one. Does it work good? Yes, that is a Jackery right there. And yes, it works extremely well. I love my Jackery. I've actually got another one too. I've got a Blue Eddy here. The Blue Eddy is really good, but I really like that little small Jackery. I take it with me every time I go camping. As a matter of fact, I carry that thing around with me all the time. I use a lot of tools because I'm always working on something out here on the farm. And, I've got a lot of tools on our cordless, and I'm not going to go spend $100 to buy one. So I carry that Jackery around, plug in whatever I need. Just the other day, I had to work on my daughter's truck, and I needed to use a soldering iron. And instead of dragging an extension cord out there and all that stuff, I plugged it into the Jackery, and that's all I had to do. Love the Jackery. Definitely get one. You will not regret it. Jen said, I don't drink because I was traumatized by my alcoholic mom. However, my son did. I'm sorry. Hot Penny said, target practice. It said, neighbors from hell. That's hard. You have no idea. Shane 6284. I have awful. Sorry. See, you said you have awful pain. I'm sorry, my friend. Chronic pain. I know all about chronic pain. It is debilitating. I deal with chronic pancreatitis, and my pancreas is always acting up, especially if I try to eat something that I'm not supposed to, or that I know that doesn't agree with me. Past sober 4 days now, thinking about having one last beer. Don't do it. No look past. Don't do it. Just stay sober. Stefan Maida, can you talk? Oh my gosh. Did it again. I'm sorry. I missed your comment. It will not let me scroll back up. I'm sorry, my friend. If I missed your comment, just re-put it in there. I'll do it. Bug plug, LD extreme sensitivity to loud noises. You remind me when you said your neighbor was doing that work. It's like every sound loud as hell in early sobriety. Yes, and bright lights can really bother you as well. At least they did for me. Sorry, Shane, that's rough. It's a fear of mine. Hot Penny said, Shane, try CBD. Yeah, that's a great option too. I've heard a lot of great things about CBD. It doesn't agree with me for whatever reason. I've tried taking it. It doesn't agree with me. Jan Lukes, what's up, LD? Hope you're doing right. I am doing good. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Hamster music. I'm going to save up for one for camping. Hamster music, definitely get one. They actually right now they're like they were on sale, like the lowest price that you can get. The only thing I will say is just pay attention to the one thing about the Jackery is that they have a certain type of plug, and it like all the other ones, they have like a plug that you can use for any one of them, but Jackery has their own plug that they use to charge it. So like if you want to buy like an aftermarket solar panel or something, you got to make sure that it's got the plug for the Jackery in there. Erica said, no look past 94. Don't do it. Trust me. No last beer. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Erica. Just don't do it. You've already drank enough. Trust me, if you drink that one beer, it's not going to be enough. And then you're going to make the excuse to where I've already drank today. And then before you know it, a year's gone by and you don't realize what happened. Rob said, keep putting that off until tomorrow. No look. Robin said, maybe try reading chat on a phone or tablet. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Mansplained, after one drink, problem is not the same person making a decision on a second. Can't have one. Yeah. CJU. That last beer is in the past, not the future. Exactly. Stephen, can you talk about spending all your money on booze and neglecting bills and necessities? I'm low income. I'll spend every last penny on booze and won't pay bills. Yeah, I can talk about that. I never really did that. Like I said, I never used our money. So like my paycheck got deposited into our bank account. I never saw it. I had to figure out ways to get money to drink. Shane said, Hot Penny, thank you. I've tried it. Currently dealing with bad sciatica. Sciatica, it's hard to do anything. But Stefan, I can do a video on that. Michael said, hey, LD, I got 204 days sober. Congratulations, my friend. Hot Penny said, perfectly explained. Merity, shout me. Shout out, Merity. Jay Bishop, did you ever have a long streak going and then just magically find yourself in a liquor store on autopilot? I absolutely did. Now, I never really got that far. The furthest I ever got sober was 2 weeks ever, and that was one time. Every other time I got sober, it was 4 or 5 days, maybe a week, and then I drank again. It's just what happened. I never really got that far. True Crime Not, we are one drink away from misery, jail, psych ward. You're absolutely right. DUI. Shane said 204. Well done. Absolutely. Guys, we are getting close here to the 2-hour mark, and I'm going to be hopping off of here at 12 o'clock. If you have any last minute questions or anything, throw them in here. I've got to get off and get started on my day with my kids. Merity said, thank you. I'm on a psych ward in North Wales, sober for 3 months. Oh, wow. You're so welcome. Tweety Bird, thank you so much for being here, Merity. You can keep me posted on how that's going. Tweety Bird, please don't give yourself permission for one. It's not normal drink if you need permission. You're right. Saisha is a horse of a different color. Unless you can stay still, you need big guns, then yoga, and all that like class stretching. Ryan Mailer, I've been watching you since 2024. Proud of you, man. Ryan Free since 2019. Congratulations, my friend. And thank you so much for being here since 2024. I really appreciate that. Bubble Pug, last comment, LD. Have you helped a ton? You have helped a ton of people. Thanks for taking the time to make the videos. You're so welcome. And thank you so much for being here, my friend. Jesse Sanders, how did you break free of the restaurant life and start your own business? Just one day I made the decision that I'm done. I can't do this any longer. And I took some of my savings and just started a business. I started my LLC and everything before I left. I've got many last beer shots, absolutely. But yeah, I just one day just said I had enough, and I gave them a 3-month notice, and then went and did it. How did you deal with especially bitter meds? I don't know what bitter meds are. I'm sorry. Hot Penny, enjoy the live. See you next time. Thank you so much, Hot Penny. Can't wait to see you guys again. We're gonna have to do these once a week. I used to do these once a week, but I don't remember what happened. But we'll get back to doing these. Probably start doing them again on Saturday mornings. Like I said, my wife's in tax season right now, so I'm free on Saturdays. Moose, thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much for being here. Hamster Music, hope you have a good day with the kids. Thank you for the advice. Stay sober. Thank you so much, Hamster Music. I hope you have a great day. Erica, I think A is good for people who are naturally more comfortable with large groups of people. It's not for me personally. I'm right there with you. I'm not a big group person myself. Belinda, thanks, LD. Hope you have a great day. You too, Belinda. Thank you so much for being here. Mansplain, more lives coming. Maybe you have but never seen. Love the live. Thank you so much, Mansplain. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Shane 6284, God bless LD and everyone here. You as well, my friend. Phil, just have a great day and God bless. Was good to see you and thanks for the shout out. Made my day. Thank you so much, Phil W. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a wonderful day too. Boutique said, bitter medication. I used hard cane to get rid of the lasting medication. Oh, I got you. I just go for it. Stephanie Meta, I went to an AA meeting one time and it made me want to drink after the meeting. I ended up buying beer. I'm so sorry. What happened here? It froze up again. I do not understand that sometimes. We have got a lot of stuff that we have to do around here. Last night I was outside trying to finish. I had to replace the headlights in my wife's truck, and that was an experience. I had to go to O'Reilly Auto Parts at like almost 9 o'clock right before they closed to get a new bulb. I ordered all the parts off of Amazon, and then of course I didn't get what I was supposed to get, and it turned into a whole fiasco. Hot Penny, hit the like button on the way out. Thank you so much, Hot Penny. CJU, LD, have a good day. You have a good day too. Boutique, did you ever use those multi-room tents? Yeah, I don't really camp in tents that much anymore. My kids will, but I usually sleep in a hammock now. I cannot sleep on the ground. It hurts my back so bad. Ever since I had that incident on the highway with that camper, my back hurts all the time, and sleeping on the ground is just not for me anymore. DRH, absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. True Crime Nut, I love AA. That's awesome. Cotton Eye Joe, first time catching you live. You have helped me a lot, keeping me sober. Watch your videos every day. Thank you so much, Cotton Eye Joe. That is so nice of you, my friend. And I really appreciate you being here. Let's see here. It still will not let me scroll. I'm going to have to figure this out for the next time. Or maybe I need to, like they said, do it on my phone or something instead of trying to do it on here. Probably would be a little bit easier. I hope that everybody has a great day today and everybody gets a chance to get up and get outside and go do something fun and stay sober. You know, try to find something to do rather than drink. And if you start feeling like you need to have a drink, you know, find something to occupy yourself. You know, maybe go for a walk, turn on a movie, listen to a podcast, open up a book. You know, go to the store and walk around, do something rather than drink. Because like I said, you have that one and that one turns into 100. Before you know, years have gone by and you don't realize what happened. And just like somebody was saying in the chat just a little bit ago about, next thing you know, you're like teleported to the liquor store. You didn't even realize that you even went. That used to happen to me all the time. You know, just before you know it, I was back home with a black bag in my hand. And it was like muscle memory. I was just standing in the kitchen mixing a drink. That used to happen all the time. Anytime I try to get sober, I just had this wild idea that I'm going to go grab a bottle. And it was always this idea, too, that I'm going to go grab an emergency bottle. I'm just going to have it around just in case something happens, in case I need it. And then before you know it, I was cracking the bottle open and drinking. Julie said, I've been down with a bad cold this week and binge watching DUI videos on YouTube. Those videos make me thankful to be sober. You are not kidding. If you guys have never seen that video with that teacher, you could probably just type in teacher gets fired for drinking on the job or something like that. But there was a teacher that showed up to school, and the next thing you know, they had the police come and they pulled her into like a conference room and started questioning her. Man, I would not want to be in her shoes. Stefan said, did you ever deal with insomnia in early sobriety? Yes, very, very bad. I did not sleep at all. I was awake 24/7. Hamster Music, you are a legend. Thank you so much, Hamster Music. You're a legend yourself. Cotton Eye Joe said, you should do a video on coping with annoying things like coping with annoying neighbors while staying sober. That's a good idea. My next door neighbor was like, what's your YouTube channel? I want to check it out. I said, none of your business. I do not want them knowing what my channel is. CJU said, I'm going down to my recording studio after this. Better than drinking, even if I get zero done. Oh, you do music, CJU? That's cool. I've always wanted to try doing that. Especially like making beats and stuff like that. I've always wanted to do that, especially for the channel and like make my own music for the channel. If anybody on here makes music and has some music they'd like to send my way that I could use in videos, I would really appreciate it. Anything that's not copyrighted and you've created yourself and you'd like to, get out there, I'll put your information in the description. Send it to me. I would love to have it. Cotton Eye Joe used to be. Oh, I already read that one. CJU, I'm going to read that one. Lisa Bella, there is a dentist working on people drunk in our area. There's a dentist working on people drunk in your area? What do you mean? Like he's doing dental work when people are drunk? Cotton Eye Joe said, is it true the second month is the hardest in your opinion? I don't think so. I think like the first month is the hardest, honestly. Erica said about insomnia. Lately, I listen to What Lurks Beneath with Mr. Ballin on YouTube or history videos. Yeah, I stay on YouTube. Mr. Ballin's a great place to. What Lurks Beneath is great. There are so many great videos, so many awesome YouTubers. And the reason I like YouTube so much is because everything's so original on here. You don't get that, corporate Netflix, same thing, just like they take a television show and remake it just a different way, or a movie's been remade a different way. And everybody on YouTube is original. Everybody's trying to do something different. I just really enjoy YouTube because there's so much on here, especially if you want to learn something. There's so much information on YouTube, so much. If you have to learn how to take a toilet out of your bathroom and put a new toilet in, there's a video on YouTube. It does not matter. There is a video for everything on here. It's one of the great things about YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. When YouTube first came out, I was hooked. I've been on YouTube since they started it. And I used to have a channel back in the day, but it was all kayaking vids and stuff. But it got deleted because I had a bunch of copyrighted music on my videos. It's all gone now. They took my channel down. But anyway, I don't see any more chat here. Nobody else is saying anything. I don't know if it's frozen for a second because it's playing an ad or something. Here we go. Michael McKnight, first month is the worst. Tried so many times to get sober and understand the first month is, yes, it sucks. Well, guys, I think that is it for today. It is 2 after 12, and we've been on here for 2 hours now. It's 1 hour and 59 minutes coming up. Like I said, I need to go ahead and get off so I can get my kids some lunch and get my day started with them. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. I really do appreciate it. This was a great live today, especially since I haven't done one in so long. We had over 100 and something people on here at one point, and that's really, really good. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys spending your Saturday morning with me. You guys could have been doing anything else, but you guys chose to be with me, and I really appreciate that. Cotton Eye Joe said, I never did that once last year. Grumbleweed said, enjoy the sunshine. Thank you so much, Grumbleweed. I wish we had sunshine outside today, but unfortunately, it's a rainy day out there. And I've got stuff I need to do outside too, which it's not going to be fun, but I've got to get out there and get it done. Erica said, I just want to thank you for everything you do here. Thank you so much, Erica. And I want to thank you for being here every single day, Erica. Every single day you post 116, 117, 118 days. I really do appreciate you coming in and letting us know every day. Julie said, thanks for the live. Have a great weekend. You as well, Julie22. I really appreciate it. Like I said, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It's been an awesome day. I really do appreciate it. I will continue doing these lives. Linda, we appreciate you. I appreciate you all too. And like I said, I'm going to continue doing these lives once a week again. I think this one turned out really well. Lots Shogun Bear. Did your wife drink heavily? No, my wife's never been a big drinker, ever. But like I said, thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. We are over 2 hours now at this point. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Cotton On Joe, 53 days today. Thanks for your help. You're so welcome. John Afer, hey, bro. You have seen Rick from Sober Start. I think he's really struggling at the moment and keeps relapsing. Might be worth reaching out to him or doing a video. He could probably use the support. Thank you for letting me know that. I've checked that guy out before. Maybe I'll have to reach out to him. But once again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that each and every single one of you have a wonderful day today. Please do your best to stay sober. If you get into a position where you're at a party or you're over somebody's house and you feel like people are pushing you to drink, like I was telling somebody earlier, kick rocks, get out of there. Do everything that you can to protect your sobriety. Michael, you're welcome. God bless. Get to your kids. Thank you so much, my friend. And guys, that is it. Until next time, I will see y'all then, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye. And thank you so much, everybody, for the super thanks. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.